Have you ever stopped to think about how really complex things, with all their different moving parts, actually manage to work together? Well, today, we're going to look at a really simple but powerful way to actually see that teamwork in action. So, I want to start with a question. If you had to literally draw a conversation, what would that look like? How would you show who's talking to whom and in what order? Just kind of picture that in your mind for a second. Because you see, in the world of software, and honestly, in life, things almost never work on their own. They have to cooperate. They have to talk to each other to get anything done. And if we want to build good systems, we need a way to see those connections, to actually map out that cooperation. And that kind of map has a name. It's called a collaboration. Now, I know that sounds a little technical, but the idea behind it is actually incredibly simple and natural. The key thing to understand is that a collaboration is really just a snapshot in time. It's showing us a specific group of objects or parts that have teamed up for one single purpose. As soon as that job is done, that team might just dissolve. It's all about temporary teamwork. Probably the easiest way to think about this whole thing is to call it a relationship map. It's not trying to show you every road in the entire country. Nope. It just shows you the specific route a few people are taking together to get to one particular place. And, like any good map, this one has a key, a legend, to help you read it. And the best part is, it's wonderfully simple. It's only made up of 3 parts, and we're just going to walk through them one at a time. So what are they? Well, we have roles. Those are our participants. We have connectors. Those are the pathways between them. And we have messages. That's the actual conversation that takes place. First up, we've got the roles. The best way to think of these is as the characters in a short story. They're the specific objects, the individual players, who are involved in the one task we're trying to map out. Next up, connectors. These are just the lines you draw between the characters. If there's a line connecting 2 roles, it just means they have a way to talk to each other. It shows us the structure of their relationship. And finally, we get to the messages. This is really the heart of it, right? The messages are the actual things they say to each other, the requests, the information being passed back and forth. And the really important part is that they're numbered, so we can see the exact step-by-step flow of the conversation. So you have the participants, the pathways, and the conversation itself. Together, they give us this really clear picture of how everything works. Oh, and just a quick little heads up here. You're probably going to see these called communication diagrams out in the wild. They used to be known as collaboration diagrams, but it's the exact same idea. So if you see either name, don't worry. You know exactly what they're talking about. All right, enough of the theory. We've got the key to our map. So now let's actually try tracing a route. Using an example I think we can all relate to. We're going to map a collaboration that happens, probably millions of times every single day. The simple, quiet little dance of ordering a cup of coffee. So who are the characters in our little coffee story? Well, it's pretty simple. We've got a customer, we have a barista, and we have the cash register. These 3 are going to work together to get this one job done. So, step 1 is to just lay out our characters and draw the pathways, our connectors. See how the lines show that the customer can talk to the barista can talk to the register, and the customer can also talk to the register? The stage is set, but the show hasn't started yet. Okay, here we go. The interaction begins. The customer sends the very first message. You can see it's labeled with a 1. They place their order with the barista. This one action kicks off the whole collaboration. So what happens next? The barista, who just got the order, sends the second message in our sequence. They turn to the register and they enter the order. See how the numbering just makes the flow of events super clear? And to wrap it all up, the third and final message is sent. The customer pays, interacting directly with the register. And that's it. Our map is complete. It shows us all the characters, all the possible connections, and the exact conversation that happened. Okay, so that's how you draw one of these things. But let's kind of take a step back for a second. Why is this even useful? Why does learning to read this kind of map actually matter? Well, the really crucial thing to get is what this map is especially good at showing us. It's often compared to something called a sequence diagram, and the difference is everything. A communication diagram, our relationship map, is all about structure, who talks to whom. A sequence diagram, on the other hand, is all about time. It shows the precise order of events. They're just 2 different ways of looking at the very same interaction. And this focus on relationships is why these maps are so helpful for teams. They let everybody see that big picture of how things are connected. That leads to much clearer conversations about how a system should be designed. And ultimately, it just helps us build better software where all the parts work together nicely. If you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this simple idea. Don't get bogged down in the rules. Just remember that these diagrams are a tool to help us see teamwork. They literally draw a picture of how a team of different parts collaborates to achieve a goal. It's really as simple as that. I'll leave you with this last thought, which I think just captures the whole feeling of this so beautifully. A collaboration isn't just a technical drawing, it's a society of cooperating objects assembled to carry out some purpose. Just a group coming together for a little while to get something done.